Monza is a track in the Lombardy region of Italy, about 15 kilometers north of Milan. With its 3 track layouts, it featured many famous race classes, from Formula, GT racing and Oval Indy too. The race lap record of 1 minute 21.046 was set up by Rubens Barrichello in his Formula car in 2003. However, for GT3 cars, we're looking at these lap times per license approximately. Now we're going to tell you about the braking points and the racing line, so that you can put yourself up on those leaderboards too. All laps are driven with the Ferrari 488 Evo that comes with the Imola DLC. Be advised that your car may have slightly different braking points and throttle points, as no two brands react the same to the pilot's input. I've included a link to a Porsche lap in the description below if you want to compare how to approach some of the corners differently. Our main braking points reference signs to the side of the road, or alternatively some markings on the fences surrounding the track. For the majority of corners, you can strictly use these braking points to build a good rhythm and pace around here, so use this guide as an approximation and strong entry point to learning this track. The reference lap we're using in this video is a 1 minute 46.449. Let's get to it. This time we start one corner before the start-finish line to set ourselves up for a good run onto the first straight. We're looking to put the car from the far outside, then hold our brakes coming into the hairpin until we reach a reference speed of 135 kilometers or 84 miles an hour. Make sure you don't overslow the car. Oftentimes a slightly higher gear can preserve speed through that. Then as early on the throttle as we can. Then it's onto the start-finish straight. Try to maximize the gears here to the top of their ref ranges and only then perform an upshift. For turn 1, we're looking to begin braking as the 150 side passes the side of the car. Make sure you hold the brakes at 100% and downshift as soon as possible. Here we can also perform a double shift, where we immediately downshift 2/4 from 6th gear. The additional engine braking will help slow down the car time. Our focal point is the downshift to 1st gear, at which point we're easing off the brakes to help turn the car in. A dash of gas, then back off again before turning in aggressively for turn 2. Notice how early we're putting on the gas here. It's a crucial way to gain time. We could also run the car over the curbing a bit more, but this line will do. Be prepared to catch the car on exit here by counter steering, and then we're back on our way to the second chicane. For the straight here, there are no major inputs outside of upshifts, and you can sometimes gain 100th or so by staying a bit tighter towards the inside while maintaining a constant steering angle. For the second chicane, we're aiming to brake in between the 150 sign and the orange marking on the barrier. You can easily outbrake yourself here, so I recommend to brake a bit closer to the 150. On the brakes, and again holding them for a long time, keeping up momentum in 2nd gear through here. Once we're halfway over the initial curb, it's back on the power for a moment as we bring the car as far left as we can, then almost coasting as we jump over the 2nd curb. Straighten up the steering as you do and make good use of the runoff if needed. For the first last move, we keep it in 3rd gear, braking 2 car lengths ahead of the orange marking, while steering towards the middle of the track. While we reduce speed under braking, the car will come back in for the apex, and we're looking to put on the power once we touch it or as we pass the triangular marking on the ground at the latest. Don't be afraid of running out wide here. Just before the 50-meter board, or alternatively the white line on the fence on our right, we're looking to do an early downshift while braking. Especially here, we can gain a lot of time and don't have to be cautious with running over the grass on exit. It hardly slows us down at all. For the small kink here, there's no need to input any steering, just straight out, flat out. For Ascari, we're looking to brake after bridge right around the orange marking on the wall. Don't be afraid of braking a bit later here. Bring it to third gear and then accelerate just the lightest bit as we finish up our braking and send it over the inside sleeping policeman. The track limits are very lenient here. Once you're past and your car is back on all its wheels, it's time to give it a dash of power for a good second. When you feel the need to turn to the right, release the gas for a brief moment as you narrowly cut the inside. Then it's back flat out for the rest of the section. Make sure you cut the curb on exit. It gets you a much better run. If you feel unsafe doing so, especially in a low ride height situation, you could also opt to not cut it at all, which costs you about 1.5 tenths. Make sure we're using all the runoff on the exit. The area of track limits is actually much wider than you think here. Just straighten up your steering and you should be good. Keep holding the gears. Now there's only one more corner to go. For the Parabolica, we want to begin our braking just after the 100. Bring it to third or second if you prefer, but most importantly bringing it in at a decent amount of speed. We're holding our brakes here, dash off gas, and the target speed is 135 kilometers per hour or 84 miles. Then it's time to straighten up the steering so we feel some slight resistance during turning as we bring it back around on power. Feel free to cut a little on the start-finish line to give yourself an extra 100th. And there you go. That's it, you've finished one lap of this absolutely classic track in Italy. We'll be publishing more of these lap guides in the next weeks, so you'd better like and subscribe so you don't miss any new lap guide. Expect one for every track there is in ACC, including DLCs. We're happy about any comment you leave us here or in our Discord. See the link in the comments. And for all those that are still watching, we've also hidden a link to the setup used in the video in the description. Now enjoy a lap on Racefuel to help you see all this in action.